Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the August Chronicles. If this is your first time here, welcome. We discuss, explore everything from pregnancy to parenting, lifestyle, and everything in between. Go ahead and look around, there's a lot to catch up on. Once you're done, come back, click subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss anything. So let's go ahead and get started. So I am currently 38 weeks pregnant, and so I thought it was the perfect time to reveal the nursery. I'm really hoping that he will be here sooner than later, but I'm not rushing. Trying to practice patience because I know that when he does come, it is the perfect time. I wanted to talk about the overall design theme, the inspiration, the proximity of his room to our master bedroom, and then just mention a few things to give you some context as to how we got here with his nursery. We live in a small town right outside of Philadelphia in a twin home. And there are 3 living levels, not including the basement. So when you walk into our door, you are on the main floor. If you walk 1 floor down, you'll be in our basement. That's technically our living room. And then if you walk 1 floor up from the main area, you'll be on the 2nd floor. On the 2nd floor is our master bedroom suite, as well as a guest room and a bathroom. That was going to be his nursery, but I really wanted to maintain a guest room. And so he will be on the 3rd floor. On the 3rd floor, currently there are 3 bedrooms. Both girls are on the 3rd floor, so Annie and Tony have their rooms on the 3rd floor, and then August's room, nursery, will also be on the 3rd floor with them. And so again, the primary reason for our choice in not having him on the same level as us is because I really wanted to maintain a guest room. So when we have visitors, they have somewhere to go, and also just keeping all of the kids on 1 floor. This room, this is like the 4th iteration of this room. So we have been in our home almost 4 years now. And when we originally moved in, we used this space as a storage space because for some reason when they redid the home, they did not really account for a lot of storage space at all. And so we used this room as storage space. And then about 1.5 years after that, my mother moved in, and she was here for a little bit, and this was her room. And she really maximized this space. Like there was a bed, there was an entertainment center, there was like a hanging rack, because you'll see this closet here is not the biggest closet. And so she had to get creative, but she really made this smaller space work for her needs. And then once she moved out, I converted it to a yoga room, and I had 4 mats, so 4 yoga stations. Everyone in the house isn't into yoga. I am definitely into it, which is where the original thought came from. And Annie will do yoga with me from time to time. This is still a yoga room for me. For as long as I can do yoga in this room, I plan to. My yoga mat is like right behind this chair. Likely until he's mobile, right? And it just doesn't make sense anymore. After that, I'll just move it into my bedroom. So after the yoga room, obviously found out that I was expecting, and we started working on his nursery. So you'll see it is a smaller space, and so the design theme, which is mid-century modern, was perfect for this space because it's the furniture is not bulky. It's very streamlined, clean. And then mixed in with the mid-century modern theme, we also have different textures. So you'll see the changing table cover. There's different patterns and different textures, and they all work together to create a look that I love. Initially, I thought I wanted to have a safari theme, but I'm not really the biggest fan of like characters and whatnot, so that really didn't work for me. There is still a safari influence in this space, but it's very subtle and it just balances out the colors that we put in here, which is like an acorn color, a forest green color. So you'll see I have this plant here and this blanket here. This plant serves two purposes. Obviously it's nice to look at, but it's also an air purifying plant. I knew I wanted an air purifying option in this space, but I didn't really know where it would go. They tend to be a little bulky. And so getting an air purifying plant kind of made the most sense because you could just plop it on the floor. It looks nice. It doesn't kind of stand out on its own. It's not bulky, what have you. So it worked. I paid $15 for this plant at IKEA, and then I went to my local nursery and I purchased the pot that it's sitting in right now. Other types of accents that you'll see are specific to our culture. And so this is just an example here, this Black Panther portrait that I just tacked on the wall. And for obvious reasons, the quote is, "Power is within you." And so it's just speaking to who he is, who we want him to be. As an African American male, we are going to be going out of our way to make sure that he is valued, he's powerful, and I think that that's what every parent sees for their child, right? It doesn't really matter what ethnicity you are. You want to make sure that you raise confident, valued children. So that's just one way that we're doing it. There's another piece that I am like literally obsessed with that a friend of ours gifted him. So you'll see that later on in the tour. So that's really just the overall inspiration for this space. So mid-century modern mixed with different textures, and our culture is also represented. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the actual tour. So first things first, the entryway. So that sign with his name may look familiar. We actually used that for his baby shower. So we used that for the green wall that we had at our baby shower, and we knew we were going to repurpose it in his nursery space. We just had to figure out where. Because you'll notice that this ceiling here is slanted, so there is not a lot of wall real estate. So this actually worked out pretty great in terms of where it is placed right above his door. So this color, again, is the overall color that we used in his nursery. So you'll see that throughout. And then all we did was we purchased these hooks. So there are 3 hooks right next to his door that will be used for various things, maybe his coat. Currently, we have his diaper bag right there, a little sweater. He's not going anywhere, y'all. That baby is not going anywhere, but it's cute, so I put it there. So the hooks will come in handy at some point. All right, so moving on to the accent wall. All right, so this is where Annie had full creative control. She really did an amazing job with executing the look. Because at first I was like, wait, you just want to do brush strokes? Like, what are we doing? But it came out really well. Everything looks really good. So all she did was do simple brush strokes on the walls after Sean painted the entire room white. She just did simple brush strokes with the two colors that the two main colors that we decided to use. And then I also mentioned she did custom sketches, and this is really where the safari theme comes in. Actually, this is probably the only place, and also the animals that we'll get to in a minute. But hand sketched these little safari animals. It took her about, I would say maybe like 16, 17 hours to do all three of them. She was paid, okay? No child labor laws. No child labor laws are impacted in the making of this nursery. But yeah, she did a really good job. We are also using the Nanit monitor. We have not obviously used it yet, and likely won't be using it until he is around 3 or so months, because he'll be in our bedroom until then. So the crib and the dresser are the two pretty pricey pieces in this room. Just those two. So we took kind of like a high-low approach to the nursery. We knew that we wanted to invest in some pieces that he'll have for quite some time. So this crib converts into a toddler bed, and then it converts into a full bed. Will we have it that long? I don't know, but we have the option. So this bed and the matching dresser changing table combo is from West Elm. It's their collaboration with Pottery Barn. So I think it's like their modern collaboration with Pottery Barn. And so again, it is this in this acorn color that you see on the walls and that you'll see in other places. It's just super simple, really good quality, and so we splurged. These three of the cutest little safari animals were made by August Auntie Marcia Rell. Marcia Rell actually used to be a fashion designer, and she had a children's clothing line that featured crocheted custom pieces. And so these are one of her gifts to him. There's actually another piece. The monkey is in our in our bedroom in his bassinet, but are they not the cutest? I mean, come on. And then Tony's other contribution are Nala, baby Nala, and baby Simba. Tony had these since she was like 4 years old. And she never wanted to give them up. She finally decided that August can have them. And then I just purchased this elephant at, I forgot where I purchased it. Maybe Home Goods. I don't know. Why is this elephant swaddled? Y'all, I don't know. It was cute. All right? So cute. Okay, moving on. So moving on. This area here will be his reading nook. We still have to figure out what type of chair is going to go here, but eventually a chair will go here, or maybe like a cushion, a floor cushion. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But and then this is his bookcase. This bookcase, again, you see how thin it is? We knew we couldn't have a really bulky bookcase. So this bookcase was perfect. I purchased this on Amazon. I think it was like $60. I'll be leaving all the links to the items that we purchased in the description box if you're interested. But I really thought this was a perfect bookcase because it doesn't take up a lot of space. It holds a good amount of books, and actually it's not easy for children to just pull things and throw them on the floor. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm sure he will figure out how to do it, and books will be all over the floor, and mommy will have to get over it. This other piece is this photo of Sean and me from our photo shoot of baby August. Just something to reflect us in this room. All right. And then moving on to the curtains. So these curtains look like they're gray, but they're actually like black and white. I don't know if you can see that, but more, or maybe dark gray and white. I purchased these from Home Goods. I think they were about $20 for both panels, so a really good deal. And then this is the changing table. So the changing table again matches the crib. This top piece here that the changing pad is sitting in, that comes off. So that detaches from this dresser. And when he grows up, he can just use the top of the dresser for additional storage. So again, the crib has this print here that I thought is really cute. It's like a mud cloth print. And then incorporating that into the changing pad cover. I will also do a video about organizing and what I use to organize his drawer and his closet. So I'll do a separate video on that. In the corner, there is the diaper pail. Lord knows we are going to need that. And then this is his toy area. So, yes, you may be saying, oh, Shelly, that's cute. His toys are going to be everywhere. This is probably the most contained and organized that his toys will ever be. But for now, we will have one toy bin with all of his toys. For the most part, he doesn't have anything big, right? So it kind of just works. As he grows up and gets all the toys and all the things, I'll have to cross that bridge when I get there, but we'll figure it out at that time. This gem here is a piece from Etsy, and his Aunt Leah gifted him this super cute gem. So this is actually a really kind of simple piece, right? It doesn't take up a lot of space. You can easily fold it and put it elsewhere if you don't want it here. This arrived in its raw state, and then Annie stained it to match the dresser in the crib. This tapestry here is what I mentioned in terms of reflecting our culture, what we want him to be influenced by. So this is a Muhammad Ali quote, an image, right? So super confident and unapologetic, and that is what we see for him, right? There is no reason why he should have to apologize for who he is. And so I thought this was such a great piece. I put it at his eye level so he can see the image and be influenced by it. So this was gifted by his Uncle Richard. Thank you, Richard. I'm like literally obsessed with it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Moving on, talked about the plant already. Again, $15 from IKEA. This chair, it's actually a recliner. It is also from IKEA. I think it was like $200 maybe, but it fits this space perfectly. So this is where we will all be spending many days, many nights while Mr. August fights sleep and does all the things. I also mentioned that I still use this room for my yoga space. So that's my yoga rug back, or my yoga mat back there. And then this table is from our guest room. So we did not purchase this. We just moved it on up. On the table, I have a little plant, a coaster for water bottles, a space for our phones, a snack, if you will. And then we also were gifted from Uncle Denzel this Hatch white noise machine. So all you have to do is like tap the top and it changes color and it also changes sound. So just tap and it changes color and sound. So I'll let y'all know how this goes and how he does with this. What I've read online is that they typically prefer one sound over all the others. So I'm very interested to see which sound he reacts to the best. So stay tuned on that. The other piece that we wanted to incorporate into this space were his ultrasound images and also the girls. I actually made that decision at the last minute, but I loved how it turned out. So this is his ultrasound. He's such a tiny little baby. And this is his sisters. They were giant babies. So this is Annie and that's Tony. So we just wanted to incorporate them in the space as well. This was a gift from Uncle Malcolm off of Etsy. I'll link the Etsy shop in the description. This, by the way, this is also an Etsy purchase. So last but not least is the closet. So I will do a whole video again about organization. This is a work in progress, but I just wanted to show you how small the closet is and what we had to do to get creative with the space. So these are his clothes, all divided by size. There is a bin for swaddles and blankets, towels. I think that's my breast pump there. This shelf was already here. Sean put in another shelf for his shoes. I knew I didn't want his shoes on the floor. I needed to use that for his hamper, his dirty clothes hamper. And so Sean installed this extra shelf here. And on the shelf are his shoes, which we'll get to that. And on the shelf as well is just extra storage. Blankets are there, extra hangers. Again, this is a work in progress. We're not done just yet. But just wanted to mention these shoes. Y'all, this little boy is already a sneakerhead. I feel like I need to do a separate video on his shoe game alone. It's like serious. And he's not even here yet. Like, he has a better shoe game than anyone in this house combined. It's pretty crazy. But shout out to Auntie Kim, Uncle Kels, Uncle Mate, and Uncle Denzel. They have like laced this boy in all the latest. So that is it for that. So again, this is his nursery. I hope that you were inspired. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, I will link everything in the description box. Oh, the rug. So this rug was from Wayfair. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video of the nursery. Until next time, peace.